Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, and welcome to this week's on FBA Weekly News and Opinion, or what we call Coffee with Chris. We do every Friday. It is now at 10:30. So, welcome to this week's edition of Coffee with Chris, live from sunny Central Florida. We've got a lot to dig into this week, and we will do that. Of course, if you have questions, please make sure to ask them we are live on YouTube and Facebook and Clubhouse, of course. So we'll be doing a little Q&A after this Clubhouse as well, just to make sure there's any questions over there. Eli, Aisha, Sarah, Mark, good to see everybody. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, please do me a huge solid and smash the like button for the respective algorithms. I would greatly appreciate it. Sandy, what is going on? Driss, Jerry, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. So let's go ahead and dig in. Going to be a little bit of a short Coffee with Chris this week, but let's go ahead and dig in. So the very first thing, effective June 1st, Amazon is raising the referral fees for selling on the platform. Now, of course, they want us to know that 2020 was an absolute crazy year, and Amazon sales were up 55% year over year. They also wanted to let us know that Amazon has invested absorbed over $5 billion of COVID-related costs on our behalf, and they plan on absorbing more of those costs in the first half of 2021. However, as they see a path to normalcy, they know that there's going to need to be a fee adjustment, and that is scheduled for June 1st of this year. Now, June 1st, they say most referral fees will change, and they're only making modest increases of about 2 to 3% on average to fulfillment fees, which they believe are in line or below industry averages. Now, I have not gotten into all of the fee change. I know that there are a bunch of them to look at, and I need to dig into it, but I just haven't had the opportunity yet. However, all the links will be in this week's 5 Things Friday email, so you can dig into it. And then perhaps next week, I will break it down a little bit more, maybe into a chart or something. Next up, something that it could be good news if you happen to be someone who likes to be late doing or wait till the last minute. But the IRS announced on Wednesday that it's postponing the country's tax filing line until May 17th, as the IRS grapples with a mounting backlog of 24 million returns that are awaiting processing since the 2019 tax year. They've got a ton to get to. Now, of course, this has caused some stimulus checks not to go out and things like that. However, most of the filings that they're trying to process are actually for businesses. But you've got until May 17th. However, I would suggest that you get that done as quickly as possible. A little bit more tax news that came out is there seems to be a provision in the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, or what we all know as the COVID relief bill, that may change how our 1099Ks are reported. Whether you sell on Amazon or eBay or a lot through PayPal, you are very familiar with 1099Ks. You know that currently with Amazon, if you hit 20,000 in sales and 200 transactions, you get a 1099K reported to the IRS. However, if this provision is actually worded correctly, now I need to read a little bit more about it. It's very possible that if your sales exceed $600, then you would have a 1099K reported to the IRS. Even if it's a single transaction, if you sell $601 worth of items, the payment processor would be required to file a 1099K. Now, that needs to be dove into a little bit deeper because it, of course, is wording in a very large bill, and so it's a little confusing. However, posting a link to that as well so that you can go through it yourself. And who knows, maybe in the future things will be a little bit different. Some other interesting news that came out is Amazon has just become the top clothing retailer in the US. They now outsell Walmart, Target, Gap, and others. Uh, According to the latest data from Wells Fargo, the e-commerce giant made further gains during the COVID-19 pandemic. Wells Fargo estimated that the U.S. sales of clothing and shoes on Amazon, including third-party sellers, grew 15% in 2020, reaching $41 billion. Now, while they say this is only a modest increase of 15%, they believe that overall demand for apparel was stifled by the pandemic. We all know that people switched from buying suits and dresses and things like that to much more athleisure wear, if you will. But Amazon customers were also more focused on essential items or items that cater to the newfound work from home environment. Still, what Amazon sold is 20 to 25% more than Walmart did, which came in at two, and it accounts for 11 to 12% share of all apparel sold in the US, as well as 34 to 35% share of all apparel sold online. Wells Fargo went further and forecasted that sales of clothing and shoes on Amazon should surpass $45 billion with B in 2021, which they call a quote unquote modest 10% gain because they believe customers will be shopping in stores again as the coronavirus vaccine continues to roll out. So if you are a shoe and clothing seller, the future looks bright. And I think more and more people will shop online just because it's so daggone easy. We've seen this with grocery. You can make a grocery store. However, Amazon is not only one of the largest, but also the most loved grocery store now. We talked about that a while ago. Over HEB has the most loved grocery store. A little bit more information about online apparel sales. MasterCard said that almost 75% of apparel sales were made online last month. So digital sales of apparel spiked 47% in February as consumers continue to rapidly adapt to online shopping. Almost 3/4 of all apparel purchases were made online in February, and this is up from 47% just a year ago. Overall, retail sales rose year over year by almost 5% in February, MasterCard said. And that was in the face of inclement weather and the ongoing pandemic, of course. But weather forced a lot of people inside in a lot of the U.S. So, again, it really just goes to show that not only is grocery a great place to be, and even if you do have to deal with some increased returns, online apparel sales are absolutely crushing it. Again, going to continue to crush it. A little bit more good news about Amazon, the B2B marketplace. And if you haven't heard of this, this is Amazon's business to business marketplace. As third-party sellers, you are able to sell on this marketplace. Matter of fact, there's even business pricing that you can offer in Seller Central and things like that. Excuse me. But Amazon Business, the business to business marketplace, has surpassed 25 billion in annualized sales just 5 years since launching. And it's growing faster than the consumer marketplace ever did. More than half of sales on Amazon Business are from third-party sellers. It reached 1 billion in gross merchandise volume a year after launching and grew past 10 billion by the end of 2010. And in a blog post on March 15th, just the other day, Amazon announced that it reached 25 billion in sales less than 5 years, which is half the time it took the consumer side to achieve the same figure. So we're seeing the adoption of the Amazon marketplace and business to business sales happen much faster. Of course, this is probably due a lot to convenience. Buyers necessarily have to go out and purchase things. They're getting prime shipping on a ton of things. And the fact is they can get a wide array of items from Amazon rather than buying your paper one place and your pens from another, et cetera, and so on. So that is a trend that we're probably going to continue to see. And if you're not selling things specifically that would be in the business to business market, things that businesses are going to use on a regular basis, I would suggest that you look into maybe offering some more of that. So that is some great information there. Going to pop that in the weekly newsletter as well. Adobe Analytics. Adobe Analytics came out with a study not too long ago. Matter of fact, just this week, I believe, about when Amazon or e-commerce in general is going to hit its first $1 trillion year. And they believe that's actually going to be in 2022. They state that the COVID-19 pandemic boosted use online shopping by 183 billion. The figure represents the increase in online shopping during the months of March 2020, when the pandemic began in the US, through February 2021. During this time, US consumers spent a total of $844 billion online. Meanwhile, $813 billion was spent during the calendar year 2020 alone. That's up 42% over 2019. Now, to put that $183 billion in perspective, that is nearly the size of the last holiday shopping season on the internet, when 188.2 billion was spent online during the months of November and December of 2020. Adobe Analytics expects this growth to continue in the years ahead, reaching 1 trillion by 2022. Adobe Analytics analysts noted that the first months of 2021 have already seen consumer spending of 121 billion in the US, or a 34% year-over-year increase. They predict that current growth rates will continue, with 2021 calendar year sales being somewhere between 850 billion and 930 billion dollars just this year. So that's excellent news, and hopefully that continues. Hopefully they're right on the money with that. Now, the last thing is a little bit of more lighthearted news. Amazon just dropped $10 billion. Maybe this is why the seller fees are going up. But they just dropped $10 billion on a deal with the NFL. And they are going to pay $10 billion over 10 years to have the exclusive rights to show NFL games on Thursday nights. Now, this may not seem like a huge deal. However, it is. And here is the reason. It is imperative to the growth of Amazon and the third-party marketplace that Amazon keep their hooks in the consumer. Now, NFL fans are a very large consumer base, and their consumer base typically spends money. Matter of fact, just go take a look at how much is sold just for the Super Bowl in the way of items, food, plates, decorations, etc., and so on. It may have dipped a little bit in 2021 just because it's a weird, hopefully it's wrapping up what has been a weird 12 months. However, it was still over $1 billion spent just on Super Bowl related items. And that's before you spend any money on shirts and hats and things like that. It's just food and drinks and party supplies, etc. So they're going to be able to keep these people tuned in to the Amazon Prime Network, Amazon TV, etc., and so on, which is going to be good for marketplace, because if you're already paying for the TV, well, I might as well shop there too and get 2-day shipping. So that was really about all I've got today. Like I said, it was going to be a short week. Let's see if we've got any questions from YouTube and Facebook, and then we're going to take a few minutes and head over to Clubhouse and see if there's any questions over there. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. KJ got ungated. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Getting ungated in Under Armour. Let's see. I faced a lot of problems in case of product packs. In some products, the mention in the top of the product is too. Sorry, this one's a little hard to read. Aisha, send me a message. I'm not 100% sure I understand what you're trying to say, but it sounds like you may be having to do with package quantities on Amazon. Shoot me some examples and your question, and I'll be happy to go over that with you a little bit. Let's see here. Tactical Arbitrage has updated its layout. Have you uploaded any new videos for Tactical Arbitrage? I have not uploaded any lately. There are some changes that I'm waiting on, and then we'll probably start kicking out some content on Tactical Arbitrage. But if you are checking out videos about TA on YouTube, one of the things that you should know is that the mechanics have not changed. Even if some looks a little bit different, the mechanics of working all of the levers and pulleys inside of Tactical Arbitrage are the same as they have been for quite some time. Let's see here. Jay, hey, Chris, are you planning another OA challenge this year? Yes, we will be doing another one. I've actually been getting this question quite a bit. I do owe some time to the folks who joined us in the VIP group and things like that. And so I need to focus on them over the next month or so, and then we'll probably get something on the calendar so we can do another live OA challenge. Let's see here. Do you know about fulfillment tours? I have never been on an Amazon fulfillment tour, but I've heard of them. I would love to go on one. I just never have had the opportunity. Do I understand correctly? There's a new TA update called Ruby that's in the pipeline for all subscribers. That is true. There is an update for everybody. It should offer some faster page flows and things like that. And it is in the pipeline. It's been released to about 10% of users currently, and it will be released to some more over time. Excuse me. Let's see here. How hard is it to get ungated with Nike? It is not incredibly difficult to get gated with Nike. Let's see. What are the benefits of the VIP group? Well, what we do after the OA challenge, we have a VIP group where people can be in there, and I go live twice a week. We've got Tactical Tuesday shows. We've got Sunday office hours. We bring on guests. We've got a Discord server. There's all kinds of really great information in there. And what we're doing is essentially we're building a community where there's a little bit of a bar into it. You really need to be an OA challenge graduate. And then there is a monthly cost to it. The community is uplifting. There is no negativity. We try to get the best answers. We bring on guests, and we're trying to build the best Amazon and e-commerce focused community that there is. I wish everybody gets a Lambo. I wish, man. All right, guys. So I think that's all the questions for this week. Little short episode of Coffee with Chris this Friday. We'll be back next Friday again at 10:30 a.m. is our new time, and we'll do this thing all over again. Of course, everything we've talked about will be in this week's 5 Things Friday newsletter as well. So I will see you guys next Friday at 10:30 a.m. for another round of Coffee with Chris. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be kind to each other, and good selling. Talk to you guys soon.